I want to start with this analogy, Rishi. So in Italy, there's a city called Milan, super, super popular. And basically it's like the capital of fashion for Italy. And there's three streets, right, in Milan, which are called the Fashion Triangle, because basically like that's where all the top best fashion companies, Italian, French, American, German companies have a store, right? Like Chanel, Gucci, Prada, Moschino, blah blah blah. That's prime real estate section of the city. So, if you are Chanel, you would have to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars every month in real estate, in rent, if you don't own the walls, right? To the owner, to the landlord, because that's like the heart of the fashion in Italy, right? Now, I want to use this analogy because I want to talk about the prime real estate of a product page. Now, when we look at a product page, and I've looked at a lot of product pages, I've analyzed a lot of session recordings, I've analyzed a lot of click maps and heat maps. There's one thing that all these companies that are analyzed have in common, which is there's a lot of attention in the image gallery section. So the image gallery section becomes prime real estate, right? Because there's a lot of eyeballs and a lot of attention for the product page. Oftentimes, what I find is that I have a lot of CRO ideas, but sometimes those ideas require photos, new photos that the client needs to take about the product, or photos of let's say the user in a specific context using the product and so on, right? So here's an opportunity for any e-commerce out there. Imagine figuring out what are the things that are most important to the user in the decision-making process and placing that thing in the image gallery. So I'll give you a couple of examples I wrote down here. So imagine, you and I are working on a client that sells dog food, right? And we discover that, ingredients are very important in the decision-making process of the user in order to decide if they want to buy that product as well, right? So, you can have the ingredients in the ingredient section in the product page, right? But why not put in first of all, how many people are actually seeing that section, right? How many people are actually clicking on that section? Let's say it's kind of like classic drop down and read through the ingredient, right? Now, why not grabbing those ingredients and placing them as a product image in the image gallery where we know there's a lot of attention there? That's example number one. Example number two is, like skincare. We know that in the skincare, there's a lot of kind of like attention around, is this product cruel free? Is this product for a specific type of skin, blah, blah. Why not taking that information that is already around the product page, maybe like in the product information, and moving it where the attention is, which is in the product in the image gallery? What do you think about this idea?
I say follow the money, right? And follow the attention. If people are looking at the gallery, then that's where I would put my most important selling points. And I totally agree with you. I think ingredients we know is an important criteria, and that's why it should show up in the gallery. And I would even expand further and say, why limit the gallery to like 10 images or 20 images? Why not have 50 images? The thing is that not everyone's going to scroll through all 50, sure, but they can exit whenever they want. But it allows people that want to see more images or visual content, I would say, to continue consuming that content to their heart's desire. And more importantly, let's remember what we are competing against. We are competing against a retail experience, a physical in-store retail experience. Images are the best proxy for what a consumer would do in a store. And so I would put as many images as I can. I think this is a very important point, and I think I don't know where we got. Somewhere someone must have written a best practice book that said image gallery should be like 7 images. I think back, I remember, Lorenzo, you and I have been doing this for such a long time that there was a point in time when brands were scared of putting a lot of heavy images in the image gallery because of load time. Today, we have lots of technology hacks to prevent that from causing load time issues until the image is activated. More importantly, we have CDNs where you can process images very quickly, and so there's really no latency. I see no reason why you won't like double triple down on images as a selling a method, because so I really like this idea.
Yeah, and especially like for those brands where like, oh, I only have a specific amount of budget for images, so I only have like 3 or 4 images for my product. Dude, that's a wasted real estate. Add additional images where it's not photos of the product. It's images about something that the user cares about. I've
Correct.
seen, for example, in the fashion industry, I've seen like the size chart. Of course, the size chart is important. Why not add it where the attention is, which is in the image gallery?
I really like it. No, excellent point. And I think the takeaway here is anyone watching this video is go and look at your image gallery on the product pages and spend 5 minutes thinking about what else could we add here. Because what Lorenzo and I can tell you, having looked at session recordings for all different types of e-commerce businesses, is that there is a disproportionate attention in that section. So you have to now ask yourself, just like those 3 streets in Italy, is how do we get the most value from that real estate? Good ideas. Let us know your thoughts, like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and we will see you with another episode very soon. Take care. Ciao.